I guess what was the risk you took with that lineup and versus the reward? And would it be the same risks this time if you would play small more? Rebounding and
post
protecting the rim?
defense. Yeah, I think that would probably be the. I'm trying to think of who we had on the floor back then. Been Deshaun, Q, Sam, Aaron, and Chandler Winslow. Yeah.
Okay. But have you? I mean, you mentioned you played Sunday. Granted, Michigan, what they had on the floor probably helped you play it. But do you see yourself maybe having to go? I know we covered this maybe a few weeks ago. But
yeah.
Do you see yourself having to get what you want out of this team? Do you see yourself having?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, for instance, tomorrow night's game with how Pittsburgh plays. You know, he's not your traditional 5-man. He's a pick and pop 5-man. He's very effective at it. So you know, there's been talk of, hey, we may have to go small. They've mixed up their starting lineups some. I think you know, I don't care so much about the risk if we're getting out of what we need out of that lineup. You know, you can sacrifice some things, you know, from rim protectors or whatever it could be, for the betterment of more offensive energy and more movement and, you know, those types of things that you're insinuating.
Since you have a lot of young guys or first-year college players, do you have to impart to them the urgency of another win, couple wins, 3 wins here in order to enhance your resume so you are into the NCAA? Or do they already know all of that?
You know, I think they know that. You know, times have changed. I remember I don't know if it was 08, I had a team meeting one time and said, how many freshmen know how to get in the NCAA tournament? And they didn't know. Now, that's been 7 years ago and everybody knows. But I think those guys, I like sort of where they are in terms of how they're playing and how they're getting better, you know, those types of things. I would hope, if not, the 4 seniors that have been here would be telling them, you know, those things. But I'm sure they know that. I don't have to bring it up.
And do you have, after reflecting on a little bit after Sunday's game, have you had an opportunity to see what exactly you weren't doing right that got you off to such a bad start?
Well, I think this, you know, they played really, really well. You know, they made some shots what I thought we were lacking was we didn't stay with what we needed to do. You know, you go back to Indiana in here, made their first 8 shots, I think it was. And we never panicked. We kept running our offense. We ran our offense a little bit harder because we knew we needed a score. We screened a little bit better. We took better care of the ball, you know, those types of things. We finished around the rim when we had the opportunity. And I think that was probably the biggest difference of you know, not staying with it. We didn't stay with it on the defensive end until halftime. We kind of got things going, and you know, we were allowing them to do really whatever they wanted to. And that was, I think, the biggest problem.
I guess on the teleconference, Coach Miles, the Nebraska coach, talked about 20 years. He's never had a team that he had to inspire for the stretch run. He's kicked them out of the locker room, all this other stuff. Just, I don't know what kind of parallel you see or where things are at with you guys. The players we spoke to after the game said you were pretty upset. Just what is the message, I guess, right now to get this thing flipped around? And you seemed like you were going pretty good until you played these last 2 games, and then I don't know what.
Well, I think, Steve, one of the, and I'm not making excuses. I knew in July when the Big Ten schedule came out, I said, my God, coming out of Ann Arbor, if our heads are above water and we've got a decent mojo about us, we've got a shot. I mean, it's been difficult with 8 of 11 games on the road, and you know, now you get it. We get it here coming up, 3 out of 4 at home, but I think that's the biggest thing that I'm at right now. Hey guys, look, we're okay. We know what we've got to do. We know how we've got to do it. Now, let's walk out on the court and get the job done. I think that's more where I am in terms of, you know, questioning offense, defense, players, anything like that. It's like, hey, we gotta pick ourselves up and get ready to go again.
And in the